Hello everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our online training of advanced cake decorating. Of course, you all know me as Chef Samantha, and this is our new norm for the rest of the semester. I will be posting at least one video per week, maybe two. As I said in the first video. And each week we'll be doing something just a little different. I'm hoping we'll get a chance to at least do some flowers. So I hope by now you all have all your supplies that you need for each class. So today we're going to be doing a pancake stack cake. So I figured we'd do something a little fun instead of just a normal iced cake. So this is a fondant covered cake, but not covered your normal way. So I have in front of me a 6-inch cake. So we're going to do it off of a 6-inch cake. I think 6-inch cake to me looks a little bit more realistic if you're doing the pancake stack. And it just looks better. And so I have two that I'm going to stack together, 2 layers. One is a little higher than the other, but that's fine. You won't be able to tell. But I'm going to start off like we normally do. We always level our cakes. You don't want to decorate a cake with a big old dome up top. So you want to always level your cake. So this is the process. And I know we've done this before, but I might as well go through, the steps of leveling your cake. So of course, if it's not as level as you like, and my cake is actually a little frozen in the middle, which is fine. So like I said, I have 2 that I'm gonna do. Just gonna turn this over and put a little icing on here and sort of stick. Let's turn that over. So we got that one, and then I'm going to put that aside. And then I'm gonna level the second layer. So like I said, my cakes are not that big, which is fine with me as far as this particular cake. So got that layered. So I'm gonna move that again, and I'm gonna put my original cake here. So I have some buttercream icing here. It's actually store-bought icing from Sam's Club, believe it or not. So I thinned it out just a little bit because it does come like really thick. Well, not real thick, but it comes pretty thick. So, but by us being in the culinary school, if you choose to, you can make your own icing. Like I said, if you have the book, the baking book, it has some pretty good recipes in it. It is not mandatory for this class for you to make anything homemade because it is only a cake decorating class. So I got my 2 layers here. So I'm going to ice it. And normally you would, give it a good crumb coat, which I am. I'm going to give it a good crumb coat. And I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator. Once I'm done, you are welcome to make your cake taller than this if you choose to. But you want it, decent enough to where you don't want a flat stack of pancakes. So I hope you all can see that pretty good. I'm not a professional when it comes to this video stuff, but I'm doing my best with what I have. So set that aside. So I hope everyone is staying as safe as possible. Like I said, I know most of you probably have to work outside of the home. If you don't, you're lucky, I guess. So I'm gonna make my crumb coat just a little thicker, only because I'm not gonna add any more icing on it once I take it out of the refrigerator. I'm gonna just leave it as is. So I'm gonna put a little bit more on here. So we'll have a nice, decent coating. On the norm, you would give it a really thin crumb coat. And I would suggest that, giving it a nice thin crumb coat, and then take it back out and add another coating of icing on there, okay? So. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna take my spatula, my scraper, and just kind of help smooth it a little bit more. I'm trying not to take too much off. I just want it a little smoother. Okay. All right, you guys. So just try to get your top as smooth as possible. And so that's going to be the gist of it. I'm not going to add any more icing even after I take it out of the refrigerator, because it's going to be covered in fondant. So give me a second while I stick this in the refrigerator, and when I come back, I'm going to start working on the toppings for the pancakes. Okay, give me a second. Alrighty, so let's get this cleaned off. My turntable. And then let's get the table, my work area, cleaned off here. So I'm gonna move all this stuff. So as I said in the first video, you all may not be able to do the actual cake every week, but I am asking that you do it as much as you can. That's probably the best thing I can say. So let me get dried off here too, because we're getting ready to work with some fondant. So I'm going to start with my butter. So of course the top of pancakes have butter on them, and that's what you want to do. So I have some white fondant here. So I'm hoping you all will be able to get your fondant. So you don't need much, because we're only going to make maybe like 3 pads of butter. So you're going to need just a tiny drop of yellow food color. I have some shortening here. If your fondant seems a little dry, just a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of get it nice and pliable, soft, before I add any food coloring to it. Okay. So that is ready. Okay. So I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow. And whenever you're adding any type of color to your icing or your fondant, you always want to start with the smallest amount, to, especially if you have a specific color you're trying to get to. So just a little bit. Another tip that I was told years ago from a company is that when you're working with coloring your actual icing, don't double dip your toothpick, because you don't want to get icing color all into your you want to get icing into your icing color, because it actually can kind of contaminate. It may start, you know, molding and stuff. So anyway, so this is my yellow. Put the camera in a little bit more. I'm going to try to get it a little bit more yellow. I think butter is a little bit more yellow than that. So it may depend on what type of yellow you use. They have, this is a lemon yellow. So Wilton makes a variety of different yellows. So I would suggest too that you, if I didn't say this in the beginning, I probably should have, that you try to watch the video all the way through before you start your project. That way you know exactly what you need. With each video, I'll post up, you know, everything you'll need, so you'll be prepared. Okay. So, all right. Is that yellow enough? Okay. So you want to take it and roll it into a nice, smooth ball. You take and kind of press it out. I got my cutter, pizza cutter. So you don't need anything fancy. I would say, let's see, roll it in a ball. I cut them in pieces, so you can try to get them as even as possible. So you just want to kind of shape it with your hand, you know, to look like butter a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, because depending on how you cut your butter, but you do want to try to have your pieces, you know, about the same size. See that? So this may be too big, but we'll see. So get it in a nice square. Make it look like, you know, butter got a little softness to it. You don't want no sharp edges of your butter. Okay? That's good enough. That piece may be a little bigger. Let me see if I can widen that one a little bit. So I think it works better if you know, can cut it in a square if you can. And that helps to get your shape. All right, guys, there go my 3 pads of butter. That's a lot of butter for some pancakes, but okay. All right, so let's toss this out. And then I'm gonna move to, I think I wanna put blueberries on the pancakes. So got a little bit more fondant. Got a little extra there. Just a second, you guys. All right, so I have some burgundy fondant. Let me see if I can use that and add it to some purple and get a nice purple to make my blueberries. Let's see if that'll work. So I'm actually gonna put some gloves on because I don't wanna get purple on everything. So I'm gonna try. Let's see. All right, so I have some purple food coloring here. Let's see what we're gonna come up with. might have to start. I think I got purple. Yeah. Okay, so that's not working. Okay. I have to add too much, so let's add it to here. Ooh. I don't know if I added too much, but it sure is a lot. So like I said, we're making the purple for the blueberries. If you want, you can even, you know, make all this stuff way in advance. You know, and just have it ready. So it looks like it's going to take a little bit more to make it dark. So let's do it. That means it's softening up my fondant. That's okay. I have some cornstarch if need be, if it gets too soft to work with. But we want it to look as realistic as possible. It's blueberries. So I'm going to add a little brown in mine. See if we can get, ooh, see if we can get that color in there, you guys. So the next video, I'll try to maybe have some of this stuff like already done. So that way, you know, I can do like TV, have it pre-done, but I'll still show you step by step how to do it. So that way I'll save a little time. So this, like I said, this is the first video, so we're gonna learn. I'm learning as I go along. This video thing, hopefully we'll get a little better and better as we go along. So that's not the blue, the purple that I want, but it's gonna have to do for now. So I'm gonna set that aside. All right, so let me get some cornstarch, kind of add to it. So soft right now. So you can do, you know, if you choose to, you can do some other type of fruit if you want to make an attempt. So you're going to make some little small balls. I'm actually going to take my gloves off to do this. So I'm going to just go with the color that I have, only because I don't want to run downstairs to get any more food coloring. So, but that's our blueberry. But it's so soft from all the color you have to add. So, anyway, I have some tips, decorating tips. So if you think about a blueberry, you know, it has, it's round, but it has like a little, I guess you can call it a pucker. So, oh. So I'm gonna reshape it here. And I'm gonna take a round tip and just kind of make like this a little imprint. And then I'm gonna take my, just a tip and kind of make like a little, can you see that, you guys? I'm gonna make it look as close to a blueberry as you can. You can even use like some little mini shears to make like the little tip on there. So if you're having a hard time making the blueberries or making the color and it ends up really, really soft, just make them round. Don't worry about the pucker part. because I'm thinking they may have to sit and just dry a little bit. So that's what I'd probably suggest for you guys. So I'm just going to make about 6, 7 of them real quick. And then I'm going to set them aside for now. So that's it. They're not the purple that I wanted, but they'll do. And you can make them different sizes because blueberries come in different sizes. So, like I said, I'm just going to let this sit for a little bit and hopefully it'll dry out. I'm moving my butter over and everything. So now I'm getting ready to roll out my pancake layers. So I'm going to use gloves so I don't have to keep running back and forth to the sink. I'll use another set of gloves. So let's move all of this. We're going to need that. A dish rag here that I'm getting all colored up. So make sure you clean your surface off really good, so we don't color your white pancakes. So pancakes aren't necessarily completely white. They're kind of cream color looking. I have some skin tone color that I'm going to use to color my white. So I'm putting on some gloves. So I'm going to get ready to get a little more cornstarch just in case. Oh, shucks. Okay. Getting color all over everything. Okay. Alrighty. Second glove. I'm try to speed it up a little bit. Get our fondant out. I'm only going to take maybe half of a pack out. Just take out only what you need. Maybe about a little less than a half a pack. So, get it all nice and pliable. So let's add a little bit of this color. I said it is skin tone, just to kind of give our pancakes a, see that? I'm going to add a few little drops, so let's see what that does. Ooh, it does a lot, so let's take a little bit off just in case. And I say you don't need much. You don't need much. Maybe just a dab of it with the tip of the toothpick, guys, okay? Okay, I think that's good. You can't see it, but it's not necessarily white, so that's what you want to take away, the extra whiteness of the fondant. So let's get some tools here. I'm going to need that. I'm going to eventually need that. I'll wait till I need it. Toothbrush. I'm sorry, not a toothbrush. Toothpick. So I am adding one drop of brown color, and then I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in my little paint reserve. You do not have to go out and buy these. You can use just a paper plate or a plate or something, dish or something, to put your colors in. So you're going to need something that has alcohol in it. Not rubbing alcohol. You need something that has some type of alcohol in it, like vanilla extract. I am actually using some homemade, what do you call it? Homemade vanilla extract. So it's actually made with vodka. So that's what I mean by alcohol. If you are underage, use lemon extract, please. So I got a little bit in here. And so this is actually to color your pancakes. So you want the pancakes to look like they're cooked. So that's the goal. That's what that's for. So I'm going to move that to the side a little bit. And I'm actually going to start rolling it. I think I'm getting color everywhere. So I'm going to roll this out. And what you're doing, you're going to roll it. Yeah, a couple ways you can do it. You can roll it out. Let me cut a little piece out. I'll take a second way. So you probably need to measure your cake, how round it is, how wide it is, so you know how far to roll out. So I'm just going to make the assumption that this is long enough to go all the way around. You want to go completely around your cake. So you would take it and cut it in strips. So they don't have to be like perfect, because pancakes are not completely even, all of them. So I guess I'll go ahead and cut this whole thing up. And this, hopefully this may be enough to do the whole cake. Let's see. So you got to be ready to apply your colors. So just before I pull the cake out, I'm going to cut that off. Mix up my colors over here. And so another way you can do it, you can take it and roll it out into like a little tube. And then once you get it rolled out the way you want it, you want to flatten it just a little bit, okay? Like that. So you want to kind of like that. Can you see that? So these, like I said, that piece may be too short. So these, you just kind of take them and give them a little squeeze so they're not just completely flat. Okay? And a little lump. So I'm going to get my cake. And like I said, I'm going to mix up my colors here. I'm going to take a little bit of the brown. Let's put a little bit of extract over on this side. So I got a little bit of extract here. So I'm going to mix that in there. And then take a little bit of the yellow and put in there. And so you want kind of like that color. You want a yellowish brown color. Okay? So make it kind of thin. You don't want it thick. Okay? So that's ready. So let me grab my cake. And then I'll grab my turntable. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. I'm dropping stuff. So let me get the cake. And then we'll get ready to finish up. So before you start putting your fondant on your cake, I would suggest that you clean your cake board off, you know, with a little paper towel or something. Clean your cake board off. So you're going to need a little bit of water also to help make it stick. I have my water brush here. You can even, I would say, dampen a paper towel and so I have a damp paper towel. I'm just gonna go around the whole cake and put just a little bit of water on there. So let's see. Okay, you guys. All right, so board is cleaned off. So I'm gonna take my first piece and let's hope that it reaches. So you wanna lay it flat. So I'm barely reaching, but I think I'm gonna make it. Guess I can take my gloves off now. Taking these gloves off. All right. So like I said, measure out first. And so decide on your back of your pancakes. So that's my back right there. Is where I meet at. So from this point on, this is how you would connect them. That would be your back. And then just try to smooth it out as much as possible. So then you're going to take just a little bit of the color that you just mixed up and brush your cake, your pancake layers. So you'll see it as I turn the turntable. You'll see the color. So you want the color to be just at the edge because you want to be able to see it through the stacks. So that's what we're doing. We're creating stacks. Okay. Creating stacks. Yep. So let me take my second piece. I'm going to stretch it where it's the thickest at just a little bit. So this is my back end. That's my front. So I'm going to lay this here and bring this around. And my piece just broke and fell off on the floor. Well, that's okay. I have extra. So take some. If your pieces break, just kind of fill it in best as you can.